Alright, hello. My name is Cold Warp Gates. Welcome back to more CPL casts. Tonight I am joined by nobody because LeaSt bailed on me because he'd rather plan for his move-in with his girlfriend or something lame like that. I don't know about that. But today we're going to watch some StarCraft. So these are games from week 1 of the preseason. It's Group 41, so it's getting pretty high up there. I recognize all of these names. These are all some good players, so it's going to be a good group. It's going to be some good games. Let's almost ran over my cat with my wheelie chair. All right, let's get into it. Alright, in the bottom right of Polypoid in the yellow Protoss, it's Naklar. And in the bottom left in the magenta Zerg, it's Veer from Team Revolution sporting the BSL tag. So BSL is another, definitely like higher level than CPL, but another tournament that's open to anybody. They're going through their like the end of their season right now, I think. So if you like to watch StarCraft, go ahead and check that out. And Veer as well does a lot of casting for BSL games and other foreign tournaments, so that's always sick. Hey, hello Bacon, good to see you in the chat. So it seems like Naklar is going to play very standard here. Maybe a gateway expand based on where this probe is placed. It's good to see. Dude, every time when I play in this map, these Kakaru freak me out. Every time. I see them on the minimap or I see them come in, I just think it's a Mutalisk. Like, regardless of the matchup or the fact that it's 1 minute into the game, just every time I get scared. Alright, we do have that gateway going down. It's going down on 9, which is a bit more aggressive than the more standard gateway on 10. Just gets that Zealot out just a little bit faster. Unfortunately for Naklar, Veer is going to get the first scout off here. Does mean that we're not going to see Zerg get completely blindsided by this. But that's certainly not the end of the gateway expander or anything like that. It does not have to do a ton of damage to be worth it. Going for the gateway on 9, just it's a bit more expensive. You slow down your probe production just a little bit, but you're probably going to force out at least one more larva worth of lings. So it's kind of a wash. I'm 100% certain that the Nexus will fit here in the natural. I didn't ping everybody. Oh, you're right. I forgot to put that ping on my message. Let's do that really quick. I'm a professional caster. All right, there we go. Anyway, thanks for letting me know, guys. Anyway, back into this game. I got this Zealot going to the natural of Zerg. That spawning pool is going to finish just in time. We're going to see these lings come up, and 6 lings is going to clean this up. I'd be pleasantly surprised if the Zealot got any drone kills. Thank you for the subscription, Ian. Very cool. Yeah, some nice micro here from Veer, keeping that drone away. The lings here, definitely enough to kill this Zealot and probe, but Naklar is gonna just tax the Zerg's APM here, force him to worry about this little attack force here in the main mineral line. You can see that Naklar has brought the next 2 Zealots back home and just kept them here. It's a smart move. Like, you don't want to risk those Zealots. You can keep them alive for the next push when you get the speed upgrade. We can see back here they were cleaned up. I didn't confirm how many lings he got. in exchange for it. But just forcing those larvae to be spent is pretty good. A little late on the transfer for Naklar, but that's fine. The important thing is getting this core up, getting your tech started. Don't want to fall behind that. And actually, we actually have the layers not even started for Veer. There's also no Hydra Den, so I'm not sure what Veer is planning here. It's a lot of different things Zerg can do at the opening. What are we going to see there? We do see the lair. Well, we are in the preseason of this season still, and this is from week 1, which was played like a month ago, I think. But these are some of the higher ranked players in the league. But in this game, I think that, like, even though that the Gateway First didn't do a ton of direct damage, it kind of did some mental damage here, because this layer is just unnecessarily delayed. However, speaking of mental damage, there's no Stargate or no Citadel, so I think that maybe Naklar is kind of psyched himself out here and not... He's like, you don't need 4 cannons. I think maybe Naklar suspects that we're going to see a Hydra bust, but we did not. So actually, the timing on the Spire versus the Stargate is going to end up about where it's supposed to be, even though both players delayed their building needlessly for like a minute. So we're going up to 4 hatcheries on the Zerg side without getting the Hydra down. I'm kind of curious about this, because it's not going to be like mass muta, because you just don't have the gas to do 4 hatcheries worth of muta. Could maybe be Lings, but we don't see any Evo chambers, so I'm not sure what this fob is going to be. But we have this little poke out from Naklar with these Zealots. Well, excuse me. I would not recommend committing with it, because there's so many Lings on the map already. Here we go. There's the Hydra Den. That's the standard. So these Zealots are pretty brave here. They are going to get surrounded. I don't know how favorable of a trade they're going to get here. And these Lings were already made from Veer, so it doesn't even really forcing a larva out here. So kind of a big sad moment for Protoss, although their push was going to be delayed anyway due to the hiccup in tech. So we're going to get this Corsair out here. It's going to scout. It's going to see the Spire. Might even get to scout this Hydra Den and the extra hatcheries coming up. There you go. Naklar getting that good scouting information. Actually deciding to go home right away, worried about flying into Scourge. Although I think you should poke around the natural and see if you can figure out what tech is coming. More cannons being built for Naklar. Naklar is just terrified. Like, this is a... Like, I can sympathize. Like, this is a Protoss who's been wrecked by Zerg bullshit one too many times. You saw the Spire that was, like, a minute and a half late, panicked, came home, built cannons in the mineral lines, like, restarted the Corsair production. It's like completely unnecessary. If he had scouted the natural, he would have seen that Hydra Den. He would have known that we're not going to see any mass muta play in this game. Even getting the air weapons upgrade. Yeah, Naklar is just terrified right now. These are signs that I recognize from my own games. We do. I think the speed upgrade is done. +1 attack just finished. We're getting Storm. All important techs for Protoss here. I'm just worried that, like, Zerg is going to grow too much in the time it takes for Protoss to get back on track. Another move out with these Zealots. This time they're trying to go around, maybe try to find the third, but 4 or 5 Zealots is not going to bust this third with the ridiculous Sim City. Look at that. Look at that ridiculous wall of buildings. any Zealots are going to get funneled in here. This expansion is very safe, and of course there's a ton more units at the natural, which itself has some pretty decent Sim City. I don't know why we're getting a second layer in the natural. That's weird. I wonder what the hockey is that Veer has for layer that he would accidentally do that, because there's no way you would do that on purpose. So while all of these Hydras are out, these Corsairs built by Naklar are actually finding value, killing a bunch of Overlords because they're all grouped up in the natural. There's some Hydras here, but not enough to stop the Corsairs. Like, it's worth it to lose one Corsair to completely supply block the Zerg, and with all of these cannons that were built earlier and the Storm ready, Naklar is completely safe from being busted right here. It's a very nice play to get something done with these Corsairs. Good Storm, bruising bunch of Hydras. There you go. And the follow-up Storm finishes them all off. That one Hydra dodged out of the Storm and then dodged back into it. Got one more Storm worth of mana here waiting. Ooh, maybe a bit far forward there. Oh, the Zealot almost blocks the Templar from being able to run away. This Zealot's way too brave. Still have these guys hanging out. I don't think they're going to be able to effectively flank this. Now I'm starting to get worried here. This Templar is going to have one Storm in a few seconds. We have the cheeky DTs coming out. There are two Overlords here. Oh, that one. Okay, that's a huge Storm right there. We also have some reinforcements from Zerg. Meanwhile, the third has been left mostly undefended here, but the next wave of reinforcements come to clear it out. But if these Zealots buy time for Protoss to do something at home, that might be worth it. So we're seeing the Lurker aspect in research and the Overlord drop. So if this contain does not... Well, forget about the contain, because Zerg is just going to walk in here and kill the Protoss. I think this really just came down to, like, Naklar psyched himself out and was way more defensive than he had to be, and with the weakened Zealot count. Because of that, Veer was able to just build up, recover from his own delayed tech, and just get all these Hydras out. But we saw some really good Storms. Like Protoss got good value there. There just wasn't enough muscle behind the wall. Whereas while I've been saying that, Veer was technically forced out of the Protoss main, but there's just not enough Speed Zealots to deal with all of these Hydras, I think. The Corsairs are back, but I think those DTs from earlier already went down, so there's no chance for a K-Boy comeback. Lurker, oh my god, Lurker Egg containing Protoss in his own main. That's just extra rude. I'm still curious about this layer. I still want to know what the deal with that is. I don't think we have a Robo even for Protoss. No, there's just one cannon left for the. That's all the detection left in the world for Protoss. Nice cheese, the 13-minute Hydra cheese. Well, that was the first game goes to Veer. We're gonna get to game 2. Yeah, that was not a cheese, by the way. That was like a standard, completely standard macro build for Zerg. Anyway, we're gonna get into the next game. Oh, I mean, yeah, like Hellbegan says, yeah, just standard Zerg is rage-inducing, but it's not cheese. Anyway, in the top right, in the I think the game calls this a bluish gray from the Ash Clan. It's ArtOfTurtle, and the top left returning as the Magenta Zerg. It's Veer. So speaking of cheese, in ZVZ there basically is no cheese because everything is cheese. Because this matchup is ridiculously aggressive and low economy. ArtOfTurtle getting the lucky first scout with the Overlord here going in the right direction. Unfortunate for Veer. In the past, basically all of the CPL ZVZs that I've casted have been like one player goes for an early hatch and the other player goes for an early pool, and it comes down to if the hatch player can defend long enough to make use of those larvae. I actually don't see a lot of ZVZs get to the muta stage because it seems like it just gets ended by lings fighting over that second hatchery. We'll see how this goes. These are two very high level players for the CPL. We do occasionally see like Hydras and ZVZ, which I appreciate the variation, but it's pretty bad. And there we go. I called it. One player went for that early hatch, and one player went for a gas and pool. So ArtOfTurtle is going to have a window of time where they have speedlings, and Veer does not. So Veer will have to hold off here. We'll have to try to buy time until the second hatchery can get up and until that larva production can pull ahead. Although actually we have ArtOfTurtle going for a natural hatchery of his own. So it's not quite as committed here. It's not like a one-base layer build kind of situation. So I was only half right. Whoa, we have a drone scout in ZVZ. This is very rare. Like I cannot remember the last time I saw a drone scout, but I guess you just do it if you know it's going to take too long for your overlords to get there. And we do see lings coming out, so Veer knows there's 6 lings coming out. Does manage to get the main, that's huge. And the natural hatchery is done, so there are going to be 8 lings versus 6 speedlings when ArtOfTurtle shows up at that natural. Meanwhile, Veer gets to scout the entire main, sees the lair time. Sees the lair. You can't know the exact timing, but I'm sure that the players of this caliber would understand that. Veer bringing 2 drones here. I think actually, yeah, got a ling there, and choosing to morph the lair in the natural because it does have a bit more health when it finishes. Now, one of these drones that was trying to fight for Veer does go down. The scouting drone makes it all the way back home, decides to make a creep colony. Not a bad choice there. So I don't think either player is going to die anytime soon, but now it's going to get into that Mutalisk phase, I think. The lair for ArtOfTurtle is done. Oh, just a little bit behind on gas. We actually stopped. We stopped mining gas? That seems like a mistake. Meanwhile, we have Veer with a ton of lings. Of course, there's already a ton of lings for ArtOfTurtle. But no creep colony or anything, so it might be difficult to defend this hatchery. We have a nice arc here. I'm not going to call this. I have no idea. It seems like Veer is pulling ahead for now. We're going to have some lings pop in. The surviving lings for Veer are very low. They're trying to go into the main mineral line, just kill some drones here, but they tuck into this little pocket behind the spire. I think 1 drone goes down, but all of the lings for Veer do go down. And we have Veer making drones here. I don't see a spire in production, though, for the Magenta Zerg. I think, I think either it comes, like, either these lings decided or the mutas will. Okay, there, we do have the Evo Chamber, so we are going to see spores. So if this fight right here does not end the game, it's going to take a long time, I think. Because we're going to get into the situation where Veer tries to just build spore colonies and get a better economy. Because if he tries to catch up in the Muto count, he'll just be behind forever. So he has to sit here behind static defense, keep his drones alive, to try to mine more gas, and eventually get more mutas. We see there's already a 5 drone lead for Veer as this one goes down to make another creep colony. And you know, you can say in this matchup, like just one drone is a big deal. We have a huge wave of links here from ArtOfTurtle. Not nearly as many for Veer. There is one sunk in here, but I think this is enough. Yeah, I think we needed more links. Maybe slightly too many drones from Veer, but there we go. Another wave spawns from the lair in the natural. The Overlord is taking shots from the spore colony. The sunken does get focused down, and now there's nothing up for Veer to defend. We have 5 pairs of links coming, but in the meantime, these drones are cleared out of the natural. ArtOfTurtle is now ahead on the drones, and ArtOfTurtle doesn't even care. He's going to kill this lair, deny any kind of tech, deny mining from this expansion, even if his links are cleaned up. Never mind, he chooses to fight the defenders. There we go. This first Mutalisk almost done. But there's not enough time. And just making more links wins it for our ArtOfTurtle. Taking advantage of the greed from Veer there, who made drones maybe slightly too aggressively. Now we're going to get into game number 3. Cracked my foot. Anyway, in the purple Zerg, in the top right of Polypoid, it's ArtOfTurtle returning from his victory in the last game. And the bottom right, in the red Protoss, it's Exit. As the players discuss the rules of preseason. So, we saw PvZ earlier. Saw the Zerg eventually just overrun the Protoss defenses. We'll see what happens here. Gateway expand, if we do see it, in the cross positions, is a bit weaker. Zerg gets a bit more time to make defense. But still strong, if that is what we see, and that given that this probe is returning to mine, I assume that is what we're seeing. Man, sorry, I need to stop eating dinner right before I cast, because I just burped the entire time. I'm very sorry. Anyway, Gateway expand, you know, it's been this, like, kind of like the big shakeup in this matchup over the last couple years. It was getting more and more popular. Now it seems like Forge expand is starting to come back in again. Both of them are viable. It's just that Zerg has gotten better at dealing with its early aggression. Oh, and we do have a Forge. I'm extra confused because I'm pretty sure you want the Forge at the bottom, not the top. But anyway, you know, I actually am not sure what happens if you put a Forge here and like a Gateway here. I actually don't know, like the wallitude of that. Just looking at it, I'm worried that like units will pop out of the Gateway here and be stuck in this little rock. I guess we'll find out. Have an overpull from Zerg here. The standard is of all standard builds. Scouting workers high-five each other here at the high ground base. Alright, I'm starting to sound like Neblime, but I definitely don't like this cannon placement. Like, I'm just thinking, like, assuming that we have the Gateway here, this canyon is now like in the choke that you want your own units to flow out of, so it's going to be really awkward to get out of your own base. Wait, did we? Oh no, he's just scouting probe. It's not dead. Did get to check out the main here. We have gas before the third base goes down, so we are going to see a quick lair. Well, oh my god! And the drone that was going to build the third hatchery returns home. I am interested. Oh, here we go. I guess the scouting drone is going to go up here to the 12 o'clock base here, get that third. So this is going to be a faster lair and the later third than usual for Zerg, which makes me think we're going to see Mutalisks. That's the biggest thing you would do with lair tech. Maybe like lurker drops. Okay, now I definitely just don't like this because, as Hella Bacon is reminding us in the chat, if you have the gateway below the forge, lings can actually get through here. But if you have the forge below the gateway, that they cannot. There are some walls where you just put each building on different sides of the choke, and you have the gap in the middle. But this is just incorrect. I don't know, maybe this exit is coming back from a break from the game, which didn't have everything quite memorized yet. I don't know if it's going to matter this game. I don't know if we're going to see a ling all in, but definitely important for us to get that down. So Alpha for Toast, like the pathing on the buildings is complete nonsense. Like each of the four sides has a different amount of pixels that it is considered to block, and just the way that it lines up is the forge below a gateway is completely tight and the forge above a gateway is not, and that matters because it keeps lings out of your base. So right now, like, because of this weird wall that exit has, like, he has to put like 4 zealots here and 1 zealot here. But if it was the same buildings, like if the forging gateway were swapped, then this gap would not be here, so it would take fewer zealots to block. Oh, we have a zealot. While I'm talking about buildings, we had a zealot make it all the way across the map. It did get destroyed by lings. I didn't catch if it killed any drones or anything, but I doubt it. We have one trying to check out the third, but with these overlords that are well placed on the map, ArtOfTurtle has sniped that immediately. God, this is what all my PvZs feel like. Like I get this like anxiety that I have to do some kind of pressure with my zealots, or they'll just drone for free, and then there's just wherever I go, there's just lings. And exit again, kind of the same reaction as Naklar, feeling very nervous here. Going up to 3 cannons, it's pretty early for that. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. This is a very early goon range. This is a build, I think, that I've heard about, but never actually been able to pull off. It's like, it was sold to me as like a potential counter to Hydra busts as you go. I was told it was 5-gate goon. I don't know if we're going to see 2 more gates or what, or this is some variation. So I hope this works, because I want to see something like this, because I want to have this in my bag of builds. I've done like some very goofy like 1-base goon stuff, which is really funny because they don't expect it. But I feel like they're going to see it, and they're going to have a bunch of Hydras. Hangs, I was told 5-gate. We have 3 in this game. I've done like some 1-base cheese with 3 gateways on 1 base. Alright, so we have these goons starting to move out. I wonder if ArtOfTurtle has seen this, or he's just like, goons, what the hell? Because goons are like Normally in this matchup, they are good versus lurkers, and they're good when you have Storm. But when they're small numbers by themselves, and when they split up because the pathing in this game is terrible, they're pretty weak. Fortunately, they do get to group back together before they get jumped on. These Overlords are going to get picked off, and actually, I think ArtOfTurtle is confused about what's going on because Sunkens are not good versus Goons. Sunkens destroy Zealots, but Goons are so much better at punching through the armor and just focusing them down. And these Mutas here are not going to be helpful. Goons are not super effective against Mutas, but they can shoot up, so they're a lot better than Zealots. I'm amazed. This is ridiculous. Like, we have a Hydra dead. Why don't we have Hydras? We just have Goons killing everything. This is like the dream scenario for Goons. There's no Lings. It's just a small amount of Mutas. I mean, honestly, like, I think you don't even try to chase down the Mutas. You just keep killing hatcheries. Or you go into the main and kill the drones. Like, I would be scared about going to the main because I'd be worried about, like, getting stuck in the ramp or something. But in this scenario, if Exit had map vision, he would just run up to the main. We have some Lings here which are really good versus good, but there's just not that many of them. And while we have some reinforcements continuing to build up here, it is 4 gateways now. And losing these hatcheries in this space is absolutely brutal for Protoss, or for Zerg. Are we even getting a cheeky third in the bottom right? Oh my god. How much damage it takes to kill that one egg? Like, I'm pretty sure Exit could just go up in the main ramp. Go up the main ramp and kill this base, but I understand not wanting to lose your whole army on attack. Then we have a few more Lings here, but still not that many. If all these Goons were together, they could easily kite these Lings. As it is, a few of them get caught off guard here. But with some reinforcements showing up, I'm pretty sure Protoss can fight this. Slow Zealot's actually doing a good job at backing up these Goons. This third base. There are 3 Sunks here. It's a lot harder to get Goons up here, but there is room for a nice arc versus these Sunks if Exit forces the issue. But now they get stuck on that ramp because Goons are the dumbest fucking units. And the muta count is starting to get kind of scary here. If we see Storms or an Archon, that will be the end of these units. But for now, I think this is enough to keep this base alive. Why are we going up? I guess we're worried about Zerg having another base, but I'm confused about the choice to go up this random ramp and not into the main. Meanwhile, the Mutas have had enough. They're going to try to pressure the Protoss, but there's a ton of cannons. There's just the Templar hiding here. There's even a few Goons back at home. I like this 1 DT with the army, not trying to do any harassment, just keeping it in there. Get that DPS. Oh my god, probes transferring across the map to this base. They get caught by all of these mutas. So not only do a bunch of probes go down, but Zerg is going to know that there's some kind of base on the right side of the map. And this is the scary thing about going for a hidden base as Protoss is the Zerg army, even if it's weaker, is much faster. So it's just hard to split your army up and defend your base, defend both of your fronts. And we have mutas heading in that direction right away. If Zerg finds, like, even with 4 cannons, I'm pretty sure ArtOfTurtle can just focus them down with this many mutas. And it is buying time for Zerg to rebuild the natural, shore up the third, get those hatcheries back. Wow, am I wrong? Did we just not win this fight? Wow, you can see my Protoss bias. I thought these mutas would clear out all these cannons. So actually, not only not killing the base, but losing all the mutas is huge, because now there's no way for Zerg to threaten the Protoss at all, and Exit feels very comfortable returning to this natural to kill it, and ArtOfTurtle taps out. That was pretty cool. I have never seen quite this build from Protoss. Thank you for the sub, Jacob. Good to see a Yode's Flash. I hope you guys like PVZ because we've got even more coming. If I can remember to trigger the right scene. There we go. Alright, in the top right, once again, the red Protoss exit. This time sporting the NAS clan tag. On the top left, once again, the Magenta Zerg Veer. So I really hope that we see that Goon build again, because I really want to see how that works. Swanky Bigfoot in chat asked about Terrans. There is a Terran. It's Neblime. He's a really good player, and he's, I'd say, pretty much the primary caster for CPL. So it's always good to see his games. Yeah, I really want to see more Goons. That was pretty cool. I think purple or magenta are the best Zerg colors. Like, it's just too good. I think it's a misplay to go for something weird. Okay, I also want to see if we see the same weird wall. It seems like we're going to see that from exit. Definitely the standard here is to put the pylon here and the forge and the gateway. That's like the smallest gap you can get. But exit seems to really like this way. There we go. We do it the forge below the gateway. Veer going for a hatch first, which is actually, it's good versus the gateway first build that we saw last game, but we don't see that this time. So exit is mixing it up. There could potentially be an opportunity for cannon rush. I'm not I think like maybe you hide them back here. I'm not sure where you can hide them on this map, but I also think cannon rush is terrible. So I hope for the sake of Protoss we don't see that. Oh, we have the drone blocking the Nexus. Oh, never mind. Doesn't even try to block the Nexus. Exit able to get that Nexus before any cannons with lucky first scout. Are you in a gas deal? I don't, like, you don't ever gas deal in this matchup, but the way that probe was looking at the gas, I thought he was thinking about it. Ooh, even getting the gateway before the cannon. I mean, it's completely fine because the spawning pool is not even done yet, and you can tell Zerg is spending their larva. So this feels really good as a Protoss player when you get away with this. Like, when you delay your cannon as long as possible. We do want the gas, though, and the core soon. So Zerg getting the third base again. Quite as delayed as last game. The scouting probe does get chased out. I think it might be trying to look for that third base location. Meanwhile, the natural nexus is done. The probe transfer is underway. Ooh, we got the zealot before the cyber core. I don't think I like that. I think you go forge first, you get the core, and then the zealot, because like this zealot is not going to have any chance to pressure Zerg. I think the spawning pool's been done for a while. But that being said, we only saw these two links being made, and there's no overlords on the path that the zealot will take. So this zealot might just walk into the natural wide style and mess things up for Zerg. This probe is very happy to lead these links on a wild goose chase here, and we have the wide zealot himself walks into the natural, forces all of these drones to be pulled. We see 6 lings in production, so already indirect damage being done to the economy of Zerg. Oh, and even manages to make it into this choke point here. Trying to get in a more efficient trade. And we have this follow-up zealot. Again, like there's already links here, but it is forcing even more larva to be spent for Zerg. Each pair of lings could have been a drone here. Like, what is it with 3 cannons? Like, everybody's terrified of being busted today. Or maybe I'm just way too greedy for my own good. Meanwhile, we have the Stargate done significantly before the Spire. And actually, given that Protoss just got a scout of what Zerg is doing, we could even see this Corsair stay and kill this first Overlord, which would supply block Zerg. Hello, Megan says we all have PTSD from the Hydra Bust 973 build, and believe me, I feel that. We do have this Corsair staying around to kill this Scouting Overlord, and it, well, actually... Oh, it's going to cap ArtOfTurtle pretty bad here, because... Oh, no, okay, that one's almost done. Alright, I thought we were going to have... I thought it was going to bring him down to like 28, then he make a new one, and then to make yet another Overlord. Oh, by the way, how is the stream quality today? I'm trying new settings. Does it look good? The Scourge are out. They're forcing Corsair back into the natural. We're actually not seeing any more Corsairs come out of the Stargate, so both players are going to move on past the air units. Thanks for the feedback on the stream quality, guys. So Neblime, we have not seen any of your games yet. It's been basically PVZ with one ZVZ in there. Going up to 4 cannons, absolutely terrified. All of these Protoss players have been abused, man. Corsairs can move on. This Overlord at the 3rd. Oh, and a DT sneaks his way out. Given that there's about to not be an Overlord here, this space could be in danger. Now, of course, when you're a Zerg player and you just, you know, coincidentally see Corsairs dive in and kill the Overlords in your base, like, you might realize that it's time to get some extra detection there. And we do see, actually, the speed upgrade done for Overlords, and this Overlord moved to the 3rd, so I hope this DT doesn't move in and just get swatted. Oh, he gets the drone anyway, even if he is detected. There you go. Yeah, like, who even needs stealth? You just walk up and kill 5 drones, man. Easy. See what's happening back at home. We have Templar. Sadly, not the Goon build that we saw in the first game from Exit, but still a very strong play here. Seems like, well, this is a pretty early move out with Storm. I'm always scared of, like, I feel like with this kind of push, even if you do a ton of damage, you're gonna lose the Templar. Because they're so slow, and they only, like, they're each only gonna have like 1 storm. I'm just really worried about getting surrounded in the open air terrain and losing the Templar. We'll see how it goes for Exit here. He's also thinking about getting a 3rd, which would be very early for this matchup. I feel like you should only do one of these things. And this 3rd is in a very defensible position. We already have Storm, but don't let it get sniped. At least cast a Storm. Do something, please. Oh no! Storm is in production! Oh no! That feels awful for Protoss, let me tell you. You go to cast Storm in a clutch moment and the button's gray. Oh my god, if one of the Templar dies, they're all just paperweights right now. Although actually, it seems like Zealots are pretty good. They kill all the Hydras, but I still feel bad about the Storm. God, that feels so bad when you do it. But turns out Zealots are pretty good, so we're just going to run at Zerg. They probably win the game. Of course, they're just poking around in the main here. They find some Overlords, but there's plenty of Hydras. Zealots trying to run into the third, but oh my god, forget about that. There's a huge wall. There's a ton of Hydras. I think Exit should just count himself lucky and get that third base up. We do have Storm actually done now. I think these are slow Hydras too. Actually, oh my god, there you go. See, this is why you actually have to research Storm. It's so good. All these Overlords are in danger. There's not that many Hydras at the main. The reinforcements from the third are showing up here. Oh, and there's no man at the Templar. They were actually sent home to try to survive, but they get picked off. So now, even if this attack from Protoss does do damage, all of these ground units are dead. The drones are forced to pull. The Hydras here are going to claim all the Zealots, but oh my god, the real story is all the Overlords going down. What a massacre over here in the skies. A big wave of reinforcements for Protoss. Completely forgotten about getting a third. Just going to caveman this Zerg to death. Veer is on 64 out of 30 supply. Back in the Stone Age. And even if Hydras trade well versus Zealots, you have to need supply to actually be able to make them here. Did all the Corsairs die while I was looking at something else? Did we lose all the Corsairs? No, they all died. There were like 4 of them. Must have gone to the third and died to Hydras or something. I don't know. Anyway, this third base is finally coming up, actually at a very standard time. Zerg trying to get some revenge here. Another Overlord dies to a cannon. There's just not enough Hydras to overcome the high ground advantage here. There's no Storm anymore. There we go. There's like 1 Templar. But there's just enough muscle here for the Protoss. Okay, so we have Lurkers. The Robo is coming up. This is a late Robo. Robo, where is it? Is it? There it is. It is actually at the third, which is nice. Fortunately for Protoss, there's plenty of cannons here for detection. But Protoss will not be able to do anything aggressive against Zerg until we get that Observer. But honestly, like, as Protoss, you would be completely fine just sitting back in this position. Because Veer is the one who wants to be up on bases versus Protoss. Like, 3 base a Protoss, you feel comfortable versus a 4 base Zerg. Like, a 3 base Zerg, you feel like you're going to win the game if they don't kill your Robo right away. These Lurkers are trying to get into a position here, maybe between the natural and third. Maybe trying to find like a different base. I don't know. But this is so far from anything that Protoss cares about. Like, if you see Lurkers, like, just leave. Like, there's no reason to fight here. Other than maybe to pick off some free Hydras here. But, like, this is like as if... Oh, I got Storm, by the way. This is like as if Terran, like, sieged at the wrong main. Like, you just don't care. That's when you care a little bit about the Spylon. And Exit says, whatever, I don't have to defend my base. I'm just going to go kill Zerg. And actually, there is a... With 3 Templar here and plenty of cannons, like, I don't think Exit is going to die to this attack, so Zerg is going to be pretty vulnerable here. There's still no observers with the army. Oh my god, storming our own goons to kill the Lurker. The Hydra Den is going to go down. Can you, if you have a Hydra alive and the Hydra Den is dead, can you still make a Lurker? I think you can. I've just like never seen that come up. Anyway, I don't think it's going to come up. All of these Zerg reinforcements are trickling in one at a time. They're getting picked off by just goons, while Zealots and Templar kill everything in the main and net. Oh, storm all over 3 lurkers. Finally, at 14 minutes, an observer shows up. Oh, storm all over the drones. I don't think Zerg is going to recover from this. And Veer taps out. The GG, well played. Now see, what you do is you complain about cheese when your opponent wins in a macro game. Alright. And with convenient timing, our next game features Neblime. Keep forgetting to set the overlay. Here we go. Alright. Consistently in the magenta Zerg, in the bottom right, it's BSL 14 Veer Riv. And in the top left, not in the lemon color, in the weird flesh color, it's not lemon, aka Neblime. By the way, thank you for the follow. Yo, it's Flash. Alright, so there's no Protoss in this matchup, so I basically have no game knowledge. We'll see how it goes. Now, I do know that the first barracks, or the first anything, is supposed to be at least your natural, if not your main. So, a Neblime is doing something wild out here. By the way, I didn't even know that there was a hallucinated Bearman guy in there, on this map. So we have this barracks in the middle of the map. I think it's going to be just one. So this is, I believe, 8 racks, which is not all in, but does have to get some damage done. It's not like total BBS level cheese. I remember that Artosis used to like to do it, so I mean, it must be a virtuous macro build. Meanwhile, in Zergland, getting the very standard 12 hatchery. Is this drone going to cross the middle? No, it's going to go to the left. So we have those Marines starting to build. We have actually 2 SCVs out on the map. A Neblime wants to know where the Zerg lives. Come knock on their front door. There, by seeing the Overlord, he's gonna know where they are now. Let's see, does Zerg have any suspicion yet? I don't think you would. Here we have 2 SCVs here, gonna link up with these Marines, try to get a bunker down. Before that spawning, the spawning pool is only halfway done, so drones are going to have to be pulled right away. And they are. Is 8, 9 drones? I mean, I feel like that has to be enough. Like, if that's not enough, I don't know what is. Neblime doesn't even really have to kill drones. Like, you can just run away and force them to lose mining, but any drones that you do kill are a great bonus. And the drones kind of split up. They killed the SCV building the bunker, but all 3 of the Marines are alive. There's no kind of surround coming. We have this creep column, but I'm pretty sure this creep column is in range of the bunker. And you can't decide what the Marines are going to shoot in the bunker. But as soon as the sunken is there, they will pick it. And this is so effective here for the Terran. Like, even if all of these units die right now, Terran is going to be ahead. And actually, we do have... Oh, wow, they do big in the bunker. This is just so annoying for Zerg. This is not what you wanted to be dealing with right now. Oh my god, and insult to injury with the repair on the bunker. But actually, Veer, very smartly, targets. They're repairing SCV, but I think there's just not enough lings left. Oh, the bunker. It's not going to burn. It's not yet. It's not even in the burn down territory yet. No. Oh, by the way, we already have a starport. We have a factory and a starport coming, and Zerg is just desperately trying to not die. Like, Zerg hasn't even got an extractor yet, and Terran is, like, getting spaceships. Oh, the bunker is going to burn down, but so much damage. We're even going to get the natural hatchery. Oh my god. The vulture picks off the drone before it can get out of there. I honestly, I don't even think we're going to see this Wraith pop. No, there's a vulture in the main. Okay, see you. Oh my god. Sick. Sick game from Neblime there. Just like, alright, see you, buddy. Alright, we're going to see another TVZ. Oh my god, it's that terrible navy color. It's too dark. In the top right, it's the yellow Zerg, ArtOfTurtle. And in the bottom left, the super dark navy Terran Neblime. Oh, good. Okay. So it's red and blue now. That's right, Manadog. You're going to say, okay, see you, and we're all going to think that you're BM. We're not going to know it's a meme. Alright, so we are seeing it's the Neblime is one of those guys who just picks one build, I think, for the preseason and goes for it. This is hype. This is the gameplay that I wanted to see. And like, you know that he's practiced this because he knows exactly where to send this SCV. There's like so many of these maps have like weird unbuildable patches, but he knew exactly where his guy had to go. I think we're going to see the same build out of ArtOfTurtle. Another 12 hatchery here. We have NCX fulfilling the role of the tabloid journalist. And Neblime fulfilling the role of the Joker. We live in a society. But I'm losing my mind about this in a good way. 'Cause, like, this kind of thing is so rare, at least in the CPL. I'm big hyped to see this. Again, with the two scouting workers here, I wonder if Zerg, like, if you see the SCV at a weird time, if you can figure out what's going on here. But you can definitely figure out what's going on here if you see the Marine and the two SCVs. So we do see the bunker. This time, the spawning pool is a little bit further ahead relatively. Oh, we see way more drones being pulled, by the way. This is 11, this is 12 drones. This is a control group of drones. They get on the SCV building the bunker right away. Oh, they get a few good hits on this Marine, but actually the bunker finishes. The Marines are being kept away from it. Oh, and that SCV goes down. I think Neblime isn't even trying to go for that bunker, just trying to get as many drone kills as possible. Doesn't want to risk being surrounded on the way there. So the bunker does go down, but like just in terms of lost mining time, Zerg is behind from that. Oh my god, that Marine got absolutely spit on by these drones. Seems like Neblime is just going to bail on this. Yeah, even the barracks is just going to lift off. So, like, last game, this rush won the game for Terran, but this game, like, it still did so much damage. But now, I guess Neblime does have to survive, though. Like, can he get back into his own main base without getting overrun by Lings? I don't know here. These Marines in the back are pretty weak. There's no attempt at, like, trying to kill these Lings or anything. Oh my god, of course the weakest Marine is the one that gets, like, stuck on the train somehow. There you go. Walling off with the SCVs. Well, keep Terran alive here. But actually, like, this is, like, the entire worker lead for Terran. Not mining. Well, I said they keep Terran alive, and the Lings immediately come up and bust through these SCVs, killing the last Marine, and the barracks is still in the air. The Vulture is almost done, but okay, it does not get surrounded. Now, does Neblime have the micro for this? And do these players have the right connection for this? It seems like Neblime is struggling just a little bit with the micro here. One Ling gets into the main mineral line here. We do have Vulture number 2, though. ArtOfTurtle kills the SCV building the starport. So actually now, Zerg is the one ahead on workers. But way behind on tech. Again, like, the gas is just now being built at 5 minutes. There are vultures on the map. There is a sunken done here. I feel like Neblime... Oh, there was a bit of hesitation. Oh, and the vulture had 1 hit. So if the vulture was on full health, and Neblime didn't hesitate, I bet he could get back, like, behind the mineral line and kill a bunch of vultures. We'll see here. I mean, what is Zerg gonna do about this Wraith? Like, we have the Evo chamber going up, but we're gonna need a spore in each base, so that's already 3 drones down. And that's assuming that the spore actually covers everything that it has to cover here. The Vulture's building up here. The Wraith is going to go in here. There's no spores yet. There's no Hydras yet. I'm pretty sure that you just go for the Overlords if you can get him, because, well, I don't know why we did 1 shot on the hatchery. Just to let it know who's boss. Just because Wraiths kill air units so much faster than they kill ground units. Now this Spore is going to go up. I don't know if we have a chance to focus down this Overlord, but Neblime choosing to play it safe. Ooh, there we go. Catches 1 Overlord. Has not made it back in time to hibernate for winter. Ling's going down. Precious larva for Zerg. ArtOfTurtle is supply blocked. I just had a funny thought. How many raids do you think it takes to kill a spore colony? Like 12? Like, what is the amount of wraiths you get where you just don't care about static defense? Like, it has to be a lot. Meanwhile, Terran is proceeding with the build. One of the things that, like, it took me a while to understand about 111 is that it's not a mech build. It's just a funky opening that goes into a one-base bio build like this, and you get really fast vessels if you want to. Oh yeah, dude, Neblime, like, I'm so bad at finding loose overlords on the map. I mean, in this game, there are none. But, like, I'll know that there's some out there, and I just literally cannot find them. Oh, we got Nightcat rating with 16. Good to see you. If you follow Nightcat, I'm sure you know what the CPL is. We're casting some higher level games today, so that's fun. So ArtOfTurtle has finished the lair. It doesn't seem like we're going to see Spire here. So we might just go straight into Lurkers, which is, of course, going to be good against Bio, but not if we get these science vessels out. I like the choice to keep these Wraith alive and not just suicide them. Try to get like one drone kill. These have the potential to be useful all game, really, for scouting and for tanking for vessels later and things like that. ArtOfTurtle. So I actually don't. I'm very curious about this base because generally in this matchup, all Zerg cares about is gas, and there's no gas here. Like, I don't know what Zerg is going to do that doesn't need gas. Oh my god, we got Terror rating with 98. Hello. Hi everybody. I'm casting some replays from the Coach Pupil League. Oh my god, I can't believe that Wraith made it out of there. Are you serious? How is this Wraith not dead? So yeah, welcome to the Coach Pupil League. It's an amateur level tournament where you can practice like in a team environment with coaches and play like scheduled best of 3 series. We are casting games for the preseason because the new season 8 is just kicking off. So these are games where people get placed in tiers. Somebody in chat link the Discord for CPL. I don't have any like bots set up, but if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can sign up for it. Pretty much always taking players, and if you just like watching games, you can follow my stream because I cast these replays every Monday and Thursday, and we have like so many casts throughout the whole week from other people. Thank you, Escalade. Anyway, back to this game. Neblime's 1-1-1 build here is proceeding. The first vessel is almost out, so these lurkers are not going to be worthless, but they are going to be in danger here, especially with siege tanks on the field. Oh, and this space was canceled? I guess ArtOfTurtle realized that there's no gas here and was like, oh yeah. Oh my god, Hydras though, dude. Hydras are just like worse Marines. Like, they're oh god, they're just so vulnerable to Terran. I feel maybe like either our ArtOfTurtle got stuck without a Spire because of the because of the opening, or ArtOfTurtle thought it was going to be mech, because I don't think you would. I mean, I don't think you would choose to go for Hydra Lurk if you knew it was Bio. I think you would go into Spire and then get Lurkers later. But so Neblime is killing his own bunker rather than choosing to force the issue on Zerg here. And actually, now looking at it, ArtOfTurtle has bigger supply. I mean, I think it's because Lurkers have, they actually cost 2 supply. But I was feeling like Neblime was doing really good here, but it was a very beefy army from Zerg with these tanks here in the back of the natural. I don't think Zerg can kill Terran here, but we're about to find out. Turn the upgrades from both sides. We do have +1 attack for the Bio. Seems like Zerg thought better of it. Oh, and we have the first Irradiate. So I was thinking about this yesterday. Like, I think the fact that it does damage over time, while it's technically worse, it makes the spell so much more tilting for Zerg. So let me know what you feel about that. Anyway, we have a huge attack here from Zerg, but I just don't think it's doing well enough. We have 5 tanks here. The bio itself is holding out pretty well. The lurkers get picked off immediately before any shots can go off. We even have the wraiths joining the fight to kill the lurker. That's some value. Oh, is it out of vision now? There we go. Look at these wraiths. Look at how good this unit is. There's a small handful of units here that actually Neblime might not be aware of. Could do some damage with the counterattack, but actually Neblime's walling off 2 bunkers right away. So he's aware of this possibility. Here we go. We do have this backstab going on. Is Neblime going to turn around? No, I think not, but we do get 2 Marines in a bunker, but there's not enough SCVs here to repair it. They, do, they like panic, try to run back to the ramp, and then get back into their bunker. Oh my god, no, all of the medics get left behind from the push. That's really scary here. But there's still all these tanks. There's still 2 vessels. It seems like the SCVs killed the, like, scared the Hydras away. Finally, these Hydras are going to remind Neblime that these medics exist. We have a sick D matrix here on this tank. We have so many lurkers being made. Oh my god, how many of these mechs are going to make it? I don't know, this could lead to this Terran army getting sandwiched here. I think you might want to leave before all of these lurkers finish. I'm not sure. Or maybe you just bully them forever. Yeah, seems like lurkers just want to hide as far in the corner as they can, rather than engage directly. Oh, there you go. They're doing some huge spines on these Marines, and actually, yeah, it seems like ArtOfTurtle is going to hold this off. I think the big loss here for Neblime is those tanks. The vessels are kept alive. The natural, well, not super secure. There's no more tanks. There's not even any bunkers. We're only now going up to 4 barracks. Oh my god, that's the deadest tank I've ever seen. So is ArtOfTurtle going to force the issue here? There's not that much left of the Zerg army, but not too much of Terran either. I think, okay, this is enough to not die to 4 lurkers. And we're seeing this same base go up again. Like, I guess maybe if you're going for Hydras, then they do take way more minerals and gas, so it's not like a huge deal. But yeah, we are getting into hive tech, so like defilers or something are going to take gas. I wonder, like, what hive tech do you get with Hydra lurkers? Because defilers kind of have the chance to backfire on you, because if you go for a dark swarm and they run into your dark swarm, your Hydras can't shoot them. If you go for, like, Ultras, they won't have the armor upgrades. Meanwhile, we have this drop from Neblime gets scouted by an Overlord in his own main, so he has to abandon that idea. That's awkward. And then ArtOfTurtle's like, oh fuck, he has drops, and he's gonna panic and put all his units all you know, just scramble them all over his base. Vulture here scouting the map. I know we heard scans from Neblime, but I'm not sure if we actually have seen the 3rd base yet. Another scouting overlord. Both players putting in a lot of effort to get map vision here. I wonder, like, do you still just, like, try to get damage with it, or do you just pull back? Like, if this was Protoss, I would pull back, because I would have, like, 2 Reavers in there that would cost more than all these Marines put together. So I don't know if it's worth going for it anyway. Meanwhile, we have Neblime pushing out, securing his own third, and Terran is definitely fine with a mineral-only base, because Marines are good units. Alright, the drop. I really want to see what happens to this drop. We've seen so much drama with this dropship. It's going to head right into the main anyway, but there's a bunch of Hydras here ready to go. We do see the Defiler mounted. We do see Crack coming out for the Link, so it seems like we are going to switch into a more normal-looking Zerg here with Lings, and eventually I assume Ultras, if ArtOfTurtle can secure more gas. But like Zerg is like so far behind their like base expansion schedule. So far behind from where they want to be. That I feel like Neblime, I don't know. I don't want to see that he feels super comfortable yet, because like the supplies are very close and Terran wants to be ahead. But like, it's weird because I feel like Terran should be more ahead. But the numbers don't seem that far ahead. But I feel like the fact that Zerg doesn't even have a third gas yet should be pretty bad. Oh, we're on 2-2 already for Terran. We have no upgrades on the melee and only 2 range attacks, so this Terran army is going to be really beefy here. There's a very nice arc of lurkers that Neblime somehow manages to walk right into, and these tanks, oh my god, the tanks get abandoned here. Even with a D-Matrix, that one gets picked off, and oh my god, this fight went so well for Zerg. That positioning was brutal. Jesus. Like, somehow on the whole map, like Neblime walked directly here, where it's in the middle of all of these lurkers. There we go, we have a big wave of reinforcements. A much more effective D-Matrix on that tank before it can get focus fired. There we go, that first Defiler is out. It's Dark Swarm. Tanks will, Terran will have to leave now. Have that 4th base coming up with the 3rd gas. That's what Zerg is going to need if they want to go into these high-tech units. Oh my god, these Hydras. These 2 Hydras bullying all these Terran units from the cloud. It's a good thing that tanks can splash on them. Yeah, Neblime. I checked earlier, and you have 2-2, and the Zerg... Oh, well, forget about upgrades. We got the Eraser going on, but oh my god, look at these, like, 5 HP drones getting away. We were this close to greatness! And now it's starting to look good for the Zerg in the math and on the minimap, I think. I don't know, I should just give up trying to predict what's going to happen, because now we do have a ton of tanks here on the map, but like Zerg has their hype tech, they have their 4 bases, they're doing pretty well in these fights, but actually where are the Defilers for this one? We just don't see any Defilers, and with all of these upgrades and all this tech, like Terran's going to do very well in this fight. Oh my god, these bio units, there we go. We even have +3 attack. So much value. We have a bunch of Defilers pop, but there's nothing for them to consume just yet. And this mineral-only base is in danger. Again, the gas is really the critical thing for Zerg. God, this is so many tanks. It's just one factory. Oh, okay. It's two factors. Like, I was gonna say, like, I've seen PVTs with less tanks. So, this is an impressive commitment here. So we have some Dark Swarms here outside the natural of Zerg. I don't know if Neblime can break this base. Like, I literally don't know. This matchup is like, it's so finely tuned. It's like one small mistake for either player can have a fight skew super strong in one direction. And one of those mistakes could be a missed rally here. Do we have Irradiates? We almost have two Irradiates, and there's two Defilers. So we can do some math right there. Oh, but they get their Dark Swarms off, and they get them on top of these tanks as they siege, so there's no retreat here. There's so many big units for Terra, but actually, I guess even under Dark Swarm, there's enough tanks to kill all that. The gas drones here at this base get wiped out. We have this attempt at a pincer movement from the Zerg. It's not a ton of units here, and where are the defenders in the main? We got two Lings. We got some more Lings. I think we have Neblime gearing up to take a fourth over here. Some kind of action going on. Zerg is going to have to make something happen soon. I might be very cautious here, not trying to run out the ramp, not trying to get stuck in that Dark Swarm. We have 1-1 done for the melee units. The 3-3 is already on the bio. Oh my god, what? Okay, some kind of counter, some kind of split force here for Terran, but it gets found out right away. Doing very good well against these Lings. Actually, killing the Lurkers right as they burrow, putting this base in danger. And now Zerg is being threatened on two fronts, and they are split off here. I don't know if ArtOfTurtle can make enough stuff on both fronts to survive this push. There is no mana to kill these Defilers, though. The Defilers just get gunned down before they cast anything, and ArtOfTurtle GG's out, and very, very hard-fought game for Neblime there. Pretty much like a constant battle for like the last 10 minutes of that game. See, we just have two more games left, and the next one is yet another Neblime game. So let's get into that. Oh, okay, we're going to use the shift tab color for this one. So, in the top right, in the blue Protoss, it's Exit. In the bottom left, the 8 Rax Terran Neblime. Now, is he going to do something similar here? You can't really go 8 Rax. Like, BBS itself isn't even that strong. But there's plenty of other early game shenanigans that the Terran can do, if they feel like it. But when you think of early game shenanigans, I don't think anybody does it better than Protoss. And speaking of which, I think this is going to be a forward gate. Yes. So we're going to have Exit go for some early Zealot pressure, but okay, I'm really glad that we're going to see this, because Neblime, as you might know, is constantly going on about having precise SimCity and building placement to deal with like Zealot or Ling attacks. So if we see Neblime not properly place buildings, we can roast him forever. Now, I don't know, like, I have really mixed feelings about this kind of Zealot pressure. Like, obviously I'm just bad, But like I feel like if the Terran knows what they're doing, the Zealot does no damage. Like we already have the correct SimCity here. Like it's a 4-player map, so Protoss isn't going to get the first scout off. Like it's cross spawns, so I just don't know how good of a chance this Zealot has to do too much. Okay, I thought we might see a forge here, and I was like, what is going on? But a cyber core here at the front doesn't want to get that second pylon first. Actually, this is nice, because I always screw this up when I try to go for this build. So maybe this is one of those things that I should be doing, because basically the Protoss tech is not very delayed at all, as opposed to my terrible games. But like, look, like what is going to be in the Terran main when the Zealot shows up? Like 2, maybe 3 Marines? Well, if we stop building Marines, I mean, that's going to be rough. Oh, and Neblime did the end scout. Not sure if that was to check the middle for proxies or to try to catch a close position Nexus first. Now that Zealot is in the main here. Oh, this SCV on the factory gets killed right away. Oh my god. These SCVs, they're such traitors. Like, they randomly have been rotating in the worst direction each time. That probe went down. Oh my god, the Zealot gets sniped. So I think we saw 1 SCV die? 2 SCVs died? But oh, there you go. One more. See, yeah, you don't need a micro. You just literally just walk in there and kill it. Oh my god, what the hell? What is this hero Zealot? He's gonna kill an SCV and 3 Marines? Oh my god. Alright, I was about to say that my Protoss bias has been validated, but holy shit. Oh god, and just so you think it's over, there's a goon. There's an entire Dragoon in your base, and all you have is 1 Vulture that you're mass repairing. Has Exit seen the starport? I mean, you might start to get fishy. Like, you might start to get suspicious if you see Vultures in this kind of scenario, because, like, you would think that Terran would try to be as safe as possible here and get a tank. I would never think of drop in this scenario. Like, there's a replay of me from this season where I should have known that there was a starport and I just didn't even see it at all. But like, I don't even know if Neblime can afford to drop, because there's constantly going to be Protoss knocking on the front door here. We even have a second gateway from Exit, so he's committed to keeping Terran in his bane as long as possible. Yeah, we do have the Natural Nexus coming up. Like, God, this drop just has to do so much damage, and I just don't know if it will. Like, I feel like if Neblime had just made a command center on the high ground and like gotten tanks faster, that would have been the safer play. I don't know. Like, I believe in the danger of drops. Like, I lose to drops all the time. But I just don't know about this game. Like, we would have some goons at home. I don't know. We'll see here. We're gonna see. Like, Exit is gonna know something's happening when there's not even an attempt to retake this natural. Like, siege mode is not done yet. And we do see mines out of this drop. Not even a sign of a robo yet. Alright, these are all of Neblime's hopes and dreams are on this dropship, and you're not going to feel good when it gets shot at by goons immediately. Alright, they try to put mines here. They don't really even cover the gateway. Ooh, they get some good damage on these goons. Oh, they split up those. They actually don't kill any of these 2 goons here. How many probe kills are we going to get? It's like 3 already. I think one of those kills was a goon though. So I think like 4 or 5 probes. Ooh, there we go. And some goons. And we scouted the Citadel. Alright. Did we scout the Citadel? I mean, I don't know if we actually saw it, but it was in vision. Well, we have Terran clearing out his own natural. That command center was built. Alright, so what does this game look like now? Well, I think Terran is a little bit ahead. Like, being even on supply is good. We have a worker count, and we do have our second natural. I don't understand what the Protoss tech is. Were we like going into DTs and they got scattered by the drop, so we're not doing it anymore? Like, we only have 1 gas, so I don't think it's like fast arbiters. It seems like we're just going into the 3 gateways. Oh, never mind. We're going in to dive on the tanks at the natural. I didn't realize there were this many goons here. I think there's enough SCVs to block. Oh, we do have a dropship abort its mission and try to defend the natural, but this tank is actually too far away. Oh my god, these goons are getting so much value. This is what Protoss needed right now. So many units killed, so much mining time. These SCVs are going to kill these goons, but wow, what a good trade for Protoss there. But to really capitalize on that, Protoss would need to take a 3rd, and all of the 3rd locations are blocked. And oh my god, there's no robo anywhere. So we are getting, so okay, I don't know about this 1 gas, this 1 gas arbiter build. You know what I mean? That might be rough. We're gonna get arbiters before robo too, so mines are gonna ruin Protoss's day. Especially if Neblime can figure out what's going on. So we're gearing up for another drop, a tank. I don't know about that. So Neblime is going to see the tech here. He's going to see the Stargate, and the Templar Archives know exactly what exit is going for. Is he going to realize that there's no robo? Is he going to realize he can spam mines? Picking up a vulture for out on the map. I'm worried about this tank. Like, this 1 tank is not going to be able to fight that many units. I don't know, is it going to get like 1 sick volley off and kill 8 probes? There's not like a high ground cliff or a weird position you can put this tank to make it hard to kill. I feel like vultures alone would do more damage. There we go, mining up in front of the gateway as well. Alright, I mean, 3 kills already is pretty good. I feel like you would want it to focus on the probes. The tank does get leaned out. This cannon and the main mineral line doing a lot of work here. So we had like 4 probes and I think 2 or 3 goons die for that drop. I actually have no idea if that's worth it or not. It's probably kind of a wash. Maybe like a bit better for Terran because they kept the dropship alive, so they kept the threat alive. You know, finding a way to deny this mineral base, putting a bunch of mines here. There's still no robo, so Protoss is just gonna tank mines. But we do have a small force here for the Protoss, but there's 3 spider mines and 4 tanks. So this is gonna be scary. I mean, this fight is gonna be very swingy if Exit does commit here. Oh god, tanks aren't even siege. Spider mines get some decent hits on the Zealots. No friendly fire, at least. Oh, nice pull here from the SCVs getting here just in time to keep Zealots off of the tanks. So Neblime is going to take some more eco damage here, but will stay alive. is going to be super annoying trying to get into the corner of the base to get away from those tanks. Alright, so that attack will be repelled. Exit definitely falling behind on the work account between these drops and between focusing on their own offense here. I getting the armor upgrade. You don't see that too often. And I don't know, are we even going to see a third base? Like, we're seeing more gateways and a robot being added. I mean, I guess you need a robot to expand efficiently at this point. Or you just tank 4 mines with 1 zealot. What a god. Let's see, what is Neblime thinking? We have 5 factories. We have vessels. Is that weapons 2? Yeah, we have weapons 2, but Terran definitely is going to want their third base. Because like I don't feel like there's any way that a 5-fact Terran can kill a 2-base Arbiter toss. Like, that just shouldn't happen. We do have recall on the way. What kind of recall defense is there? Starting to put up turrets right now. Oh, and mines everywhere. And Protoss doesn't have observers. There is the classic gap in the mines in the mineral line here, but there's enough turrets. I don't think an Arbiter can make it that far in. We'll see how that goes. Here we go. We are getting the third base for Protoss finally, but a 13-minute third? Like, that's a bit late for Terran, but it's definitely late for Protoss. Like, this is like when you want to be getting your 5th base. Neblime is very happy to just unsiege, go up the hill and siege to get his own third base up. So Protoss will need to make something happen. Or Neblime will just max out and it'll be 3 base versus a 3 base. This army with the Arbiter is starting to move out on the map. We do finally have observers. These mines are not going to be complete magic anymore. So Arbiter is definitely thinking about doing a recall. Of course, it has stasis too. But I don't know about this. So many vultures to be throwing away before you're about to have a big fight. Like, I don't know. Like, we're getting some probe kills and oh, that mine kills 3 vultures. Yeah, I do not like this move with the vultures. I think it's too late to expect to throw away like 12 vultures and think it's going to be worth it. Because now we have nothing to block for all of these tanks, and you don't even need a recall for that. Now, you can just walk zealots in there. You don't need to recall or stasis. This is really scary now for Terran. Especially if we take some units on a dropship right when we're about to be attacked. I don't know. Alright, we have EMP almost done. He got stasis earlier, I saw. Well, it was in the production tab earlier. I don't know if he canceled it or something. I guess that's spoilers. Maybe he just doesn't cast the stasis. But it seems like Exit hesitated long enough that Neblime has kind of rebuilt here. Gotten some vultures, gotten some mines. It's just enough to buy time for the tanks to get more damage done. In the meantime, Protoss is going up to 4 bases. Still not a ton of probes. I mean, you want like 70 probes, I think. So Terran is definitely happier here than the Protoss is. Especially with these upgrades. We're working on 3-2. Protoss is at 1-1. Like, this armor upgrade is pretty much worthless, and we're even getting armor 2 before we get weapons 2. Like, When tanks do 80 damage, do you really care about the 1 point of armor? I don't think so. Exit. Ooh, here we go. Are we going for a recall? Are we thinking about it? Are we trying to get into a position here to threaten the natural? Where is Neblime scanning? Oh, scanning up here. Okay. Right next to his dropship. We have a very wounded dropship with 1 tank. I just don't know what we expect that to do. Okay, I think we are going to see an attempt at a recall here. Dude, who recalls into the natural? That's weird. I mean, it's still going to be really good. Actually, there's only goons here. And just 3 zealots, so I think this is going to get cleaned up. D-Matrix on a vulture. Alright, so the recall does get cleaned up, and actually the rest of the forces of Exit decide to run out. They run into mines? 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 Okay, that was the longest mine I've ever seen. So overall, I think Terran feels pretty good about that. And we're even seeing Neblime clear out this 4th base. Protoss is trying to get their 5th. Meanwhile, you have 1 tank and a drop hitting the cannon. I don't know what you think 1 tank and a dropship is going to do. There you go. It gets shot down. 4th base is coming online for Neblime. Now look at this. So you could just mine this part of your base now, right? Like, there's no mining going on. Do you need like 2 tanks and a vulture sitting back here for the entire game? I don't know. Oh, we have Protoss blocking a Terran base down here with this pylon. And I think Exit is taking this as his cue to try to move in again. This time we have Templar mixed in here. So definitely potentially big damage going down on the Terran units. But this is a really good arc for Terran. Some clumping here in the back, so maybe some potential for stasis. This vessel wants to get an EMPs so bad. Oh, and these mines are actually like giving away the position of the Arbiter. X is trying to find some kind of weakness here, but I don't think I like this attack at all. Especially with the upgrades with +3 attack being done on these tanks. Yeah, it seems like Exit is going to try to leave here. It's a very scary force for Terran. No deep hollow though. I don't like. I feel like you should just always wall this off. Yeah, there we go. We do have Exit moving to the other end of the Terran Empire here. And there are, what is this, 5 tanks, but not that many turrets. There's nothing to wall. Might not even need recall here. I think Protoss might just run up the ramp. Yeah, that is what we're going to see. Is it? No, never mind. We're going to see them run up this ramp. It's like 3 vultures. Not exactly what you want. This Templar really wants to storm, but he gets wiped out. There we go. That's the kind of stasis you want. And where's all the vultures? Okay, here they go. Protoss getting a lot done here, but all the zealots are dead, and the remaining goons are getting cleaned up. I don't think we saw any storms. And I think overall that battle was a huge victory for Terran. But this 1 Arbiter at 8 HP is going to kill everything. Oh, meanwhile, we have another drop here. Oh, the tank getting big kills on these stacked up probes. inching forward a little bit. I wonder if we can actually hit these. So the cannon is dead. Ooh, nice. Alright. So, basically shutting down this base, forcing a huge pull of units to kill one tank here. The Vulture, or the dropship, does not care to save that tank. So yeah, oh, there we go. A Neblime finally found all of these idle SCVs in his main. He's gonna send these out. Getting back to work. So we're seeing like smaller and smaller attacks come out of Exit here. He's getting more desperate. He's not able to stop Neblime from expanding. Okay, this is way too many Vultures. Like, you're gonna lose all of these Vultures, right? I don't think they can kill enough probes to justify it. I mean, I guess you're maxed out, so you might as well do something. I don't know. Like, we haven't killed that many probes. The Vultures are fighting cannons instead. Why did we stasis them? They were about to die. Why did we stasis the Vultures? I don't know. It's like, now we have to leave units here, or oh, okay, it's time to rebuild cannons. There you go. Oh my god, these mines. This is like one of my replays. Oh, there's no observer. Oh god. Oh no. Oh my god, these mines! Mines are ruining Protoss's day. There we have the Vultures do get taken out of stasis. I'm just so angry that we don't have a depot here. Like, just wall this off so Zealots can't run in. What are you doing? Right, I don't think there's going to be any Zealots after all these mines. But, please. Oh, there we go. Alright, a decent stasis here. And Neblime, he is maxed out, but his army is split up. He has so much ground to cover, so many bases that, like, oh my god, more big stasis. Okay. This is getting into maybe too much stasis territory, but if Exit can win this fight, can clear out all of these units, will be a major victory here. But actually, this wall of stasis units is probably protecting these tanks, and it seems like there's just not enough for Protoss to weather all of this damage. Yeah, and Exit will have to retreat over more mines. And yeah, this really is what all my PVTs look like. Jesus. Oh, we even had base number 5 here for Terran. Protoss has not even thought about expanding for the last, like, 8 minutes. Oh my god, there's just mines everywhere doing so much damage. We saw an EMP at the cost of the vessel's life. Protoss is desperate to kill this base now, but god, these mines are doing so much value. Oh no, no! Exit, you went too far. Okay, here we go. We do have these goons make it up the ramp, but Terran's army is here. Like, I don't think we've seen Neblime push Protoss, like, ever. We've just seen, like, these, like, Vultures run out. And then Exit, try to kill Terran, and then Terran takes their base. Like, Neblime is super happy to just sit back. The one thing Protoss has done is keep these Arbiters alive. This is, like, you know, potentially 8 stasis casts in a fight. We still have more drops coming out. Oh, here we go. Whoops. There's a recall here at the 5th base. Not too much. Like, I mean, it's forcing the command center to lift. I think some tanks went down, but it's not the kind of damage that Protoss is hoping for, right? Because we have Exit trying to expand here in vision of these mines. But is Neblime even going to do anything about it? Or just let it happen? We have another decent army here from Exit coming out. Some tanks here. Oh my god, the mines full of these tanks right away. This fight is definitely going to go in favor of Protoss. Can Neblime muster enough reinforcements to defend these 2 tanks? Or I guess 3 tanks. Oh, there's nothing to screen for these, so these cells are going to get right on top here. This is going really well for Exit. Even a storm over here. And suddenly, like, Neblime, like, doesn't have a big army anymore. Like, I feel like there's just so much supply being dedicated at these bases. The Neblime, when he brings his like main and force together, is just not as strong. And with these really good stasis that we've been seeing, Exit's able to pull apart and then try as hard as he can to walk into as many mines as possible. Well, Exit's expanding here into the top left. So this is what Protoss needs to do. Like, this is what Protoss has to make happen. This army just hanging out here, doing as much damage to this tank as possible. I think the attack has been repelled for now. We've seen so many drops in this game. Like, this is where you want to drop, right? Like, do you want to shut this down? Like, get some tanks on the ramp or something? So what's going on now? So both players rebuilding. Terran back to being ahead on supply. We see another dropship in production. Ooh, do we have? We have the mana for 1 stasis. Neblime is, I think, thinking about moving out now. We're getting back to being maxed out, scanning all over the map, looking for flanks. Gets an EMP, but oh, someone got recalled somewhere. I saw the recall animation, but I think the Arbiter must have been killed over here or something. It's definitely not what Exit wanted to happen here. Exit's going to try to just walk up into this 5th base, but this is scary. Like, this is quite a few tanks in a very small area. Now this guy's dead. I don't know what this guy's doing over here. Some reinforcements run into the center of the map that Neblime is trying to lock down. We got Brenna's trying to force his way into this 5th base. A good stasis here on the front tanks, but it seems like Exit doesn't really want to commit or can't get his Zealots up in front. So Neblime wants to pressure this base, but with the wall, his vultures aren't going to cut. Oh, but we catch a bunch of probes being transferred. Nice pick off for Neblime. Wow, there's just 3 tanks by themselves in the middle. Oh, they get D Matrix and then stasis. Like, you're definitely where you're not supposed to stasis these tanks when you're on top of them with huge numbers. Oh my god, these mines have done so much damage all game. But Exit is still able to secure the middle for now. Yeah, I really think that Neblime is having trouble, like, getting one death push together. There's so many, like, loose units all over the map. So many tanks committed to defending bases. Thank you, BB99, for following. Like those two tanks in the middle are finally gonna get killed. Not sure what happened with these vultures. We have another base in the top left. I mean, this is how Protoss gets back in the game. Isn't gonna be enough. I'm wondering, like, if this is one of those games where you can go for a late carrier switch, especially given how passive Neblime has been. We have seen a ton of scans get thrown down, so maybe the carriers will get scouted as soon as they come up. Like, we haven't seen that many Goliaths. We haven't seen Neblime too eager to push. Okay. Okay, is there literally map hacking going on? There was a random DT in the corner and Neblime scanned it? Like, he wasn't even doing anything over there. It's kind of sus. We have Exit gearing up for another push over here, probably trying to knock out that base one more time. Oh my god, spider mites have no friends. What did I say? What have I said about that? There's like 5 vultures just went down. Alright, still no, like, depot wall here. Just mines and tanks. I don't know if Exit thinks there's bases in the bottom right. Ooh, that vessel gets annihilated. Oh no. Rip. Moves to Neblime now, try to do something a little bit more aggressive. Catches this army stuck against the drain here. I think whiffs an EMP. Gets a few units caught in a stasis. But a huge wave of reinforcements from Exit shows up. Why we have DTs? Like, we already have arbiters and everything. And actually, a ton of Terran units do get cleaned up. The supplies are getting pretty close as a result of this fight. Exit is forced to retreat here. I don't know, I'm really confused about where Neblime has chosen to fight. But I guess overall it's been good for Terran. Did we see the Arbiters go down? That would be a big deal. Those 4 Arbiters have been around like all game. It's like a very scrappy fight in the middle of the map here. We haven't seen Neblime expand in a while, and actually his 2 mining bases are very low. So is he finally gonna kill the Protoss, or he's gonna take another base? Seems like it might be gearing up to go to the top left. Could secure, yeah, there we go. Could secure this expansion and kill these 2. Yeah, this is the most aggressive that Neblime has been, and he might just sit on this high ground and not push. Oh, we have a huge force of Zealots in the middle of the map, and Neblime's army is kind of split in 2 as he takes this new base, trying to regroup in the middle. And again, the Speed Zealots just get right on top of these tanks, even with the D-Matrixes. Like, man, Neblime is a huge fan of D-Matrix. So many tanks get chewed up in the front line. These vultures trying to come reinforce and save these tanks. Seems like they do a good job of killing all the zealots on their own. And Neblime is going to be able to keep this base alive. Oh my god, this game is actually... Does this game ever end? Like, Neblime is just not ever going to try to kill Protoss. He's so close to 2 bases here. And Exit just keeps stasing him and winning these small fights, and then Neblime groups back up with a big push and takes one more base, and that's it. Here we go. We're killing pylons, finally. Finally putting some kind of pressure on the Protoss, and Exit is returning to his favorite strategy of trying to kill this base in the bottom. Or actually might be trying to defend this base coming up. Alright, here we go. Walking in here, tanks dying to cannons. Pretty sick. But it seems like Exit is not putting any effort into trying to defend that base, trying to do something else on the map. Did manage to keep this base alive. Does not have anything to threaten that base with. Also, that base is mined out, so I guess who cares. Finding some more stray units in the middle of the map. A lot of you. Like, why are these random tanks here sieged in the middle of nowhere? Oh, no, not a drop. They just walked up here. Small force here thinking about breaking this high ground, but like there's nothing here for products except pain. Like these bases are mined out, so really like the only places that I think Neblime cares about anymore are this base and his factories, right? Like I don't think he cares about these bases anymore, even if they still have units stuck there. Meanwhile, Neblime has basically killed these 2 top left bases. Exit maybe trying to rescue here or kill a base of his own, and actually all of these Terran units have left the mineral line undefended mostly. But there's just not that much here from Exit. One control group gets left behind even. We have the DT here. Oh no, the tank picks it off in all that chaos. Another undefended base for Protoss is going to get picked off. But, see, this is why Neblime never wanted to attack. Because as soon as he attacked, he lost his base. And actually, this is his only mining base. He has a considerable bank, but like this is starting to get a little bit scary because if he loses this army, like that is it. Although Protoss only has 1 mining base too, so let's see here. I think Neblime has done it. I mean, he's been ahead for a while, but I think this might be checkmate because they've both lost their mining bases, but Neblime has a bigger bank, has a bigger army, and Terran is broken, so Terran can lift off his command centers and take new bases without having to spend more money. Alright, there's no mana for stasis. There's so many tanks here, even if they are super clumped up, these dudes are not going to win this fight. Oh, we're just going to get shot down just before it can stasis, I think. Yeah, very sad. And with the mining shut down, Neblime wins a real slog of a late game PvT. It basically only attacked like twice. Attacked the top left and attacked the bottom right. And only because he was about to starve. Jeez. And we still have one more game, by the way. Terran OP, yep. I agree. Thank you, Mars. Someone had to say it. Alright. I'm very sorry. I need to get water after that game. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm hydrated, got my filtered water out of my fridge so it's nice and crisp. I'm ready to finish this group. That was the last game that we're going to have from Neblime. Getting one more PVZ. Oh god, they're both yellow. Okay. In the bottom right, it's the yellow Protoss Naklar. And in the top left, the magenta Zerg, ArtOfTurtle. So, we've seen, I think, 2 PVZs so far. No, three. We saw one from Naklar against against Veer. We saw the really cool Goon game from Exit, and we saw a normal game from Exit. Are we going to see a normal wall? I'm not sure if we've seen a normal wall yet. I think it's going to be a 9-gate from Naklar, which we did see earlier, I think. It's hard to keep these games straight. Meanwhile, it looks like ArtOfTurtle's gearing up for that overpull build. There we go. It's like a build that's like not perfect against anything, but it's safe against pretty much anything that Protoss can do. Not like 100% safe, but it puts you in that position. We do have the 9-gate again, the more aggressive gateway first opening. And like, it's really funny to me that going hatch first is better against gateway first than overpool. Because you would think that getting your production building quicker would, or getting your fighting units quicker would be better against a rush, but just getting that larva up faster makes the big difference. Now, of course, you do have to send your zealot out. It could be that Naklar sees that it's cross spawns and just says, screw it, I want to send the zealot across the map. I feel like if it's 9-gate, you kind of have to. I don't know. Oh my god, but we had so many links made. Yeah, okay, never mind. Just chill at home. Oh, this drone saw the Protoss build. Made a bunch of links. So, this is the correct choice for Naklar now. He's going to have to do some micro to keep his wall alive. Because Lings will kill it if Zealots don't come out. But then if one of the Zealots comes out and gets surrounded, it's really bad. Or if the Lings get past your wall, it sucks. This is what happens to me every time that I go for Gateway first. And like, your Gateway dies and it completely screws up your tech. It's the worst. But it's only 6 Lings, so it's not too much danger for Protoss. Oh, you see, they do this little dance where they come out of the choke and then poke the Lings a little bit and then try not to get surrounded. But, okay, we have 3 Zealots against 8 Lings. I think we should be okay. Once this, oh my god, no, here we go. I thought I was about to say, once this cannon is done, Protoss will be good, but here, look, see? See? I hate this so much. Now there's 6 Lings in your main, like, they're gonna kill so many probes and screw everything up, and you're not mining gas yet. Now, oh god, now all your guys are in gas. Oh no. What a nightmare. What a nightmare, dude. Oh my god, your core is gonna die? Oh my god, the core barely lives. Like, you don't even think about your core dying in this matchup, right? Like that's a nightmare that I didn't know I had. Oh my god, that's terrible. Anyway, I can't look. We're just gonna, this what's going on in Zerg land. We have speed on the way, no layers, so I think we might see ArtOfTurtle commit to doing more Ling stuff. Oh my god. We also see ArtOfTurtle commit to having an Overlord die to a cannon, which is pretty rough. We have had a couple of probe kills. I looked away, so I didn't see exactly how many. But with this many Zealots, I don't think Naklar is going to die. But honestly, like, when you have this many minerals, like, just build a cannon here, or something. Like, it's not worth the blood pressure. Speed is done, and it seems like ArtOfTurtle actually turned around and just went back into lair tech. Didn't commit to some giant Ling flood. Naklar is trying to tech, but the target is very late. But I guess so is the lair. Both players taxed by this this run by action that's going on. Oh my god, the cyber core! God, this is freaking me out so much. Like, just build a cannon, please. Naklar, just put a cannon right here. It'll cover all these buildings. You know, you won't have to micro these Zealots. Oh, and like the worst thing about this scenario is how dumb these Zealots are. Like, you want to tell them to just chase the Lings, and they just don't. They'll stop, or they'll get stuck on stuff. Oh, it's the worst. We have a Corsairs coming. Putting pylons here to keep the Lings from running around. Oh my god, the Core's dead? The Core's gonna die? That probe gets saved by the assimilator? Oh, do we have... We don't have +1 yet. Okay, so +1 has been forgotten in all of this chaos, which is a big deal for Protoss. Back at home, I saw the Spire in production. Not going to be any kind of mutas. We're going up to 4 hatcheries. I think the Lings are finally gone. Naklar can finally breathe a sigh of relief. Oh my god, it's 12 more lanes across the map. Please block that choke. And Naklar going for killing the Overlord rather than scouting. Very risky proposition. In this case, there's just going to be some Scourge, but you know, there could be a Mutas or a giant wave of Hydras. Oh my god, the Scourge. Why did they stop? Well, that sucks. So now Naklar won't have any idea of what's going on in the Zerg base. He just knows that there were Scourge. But it could be anything. Nope. Just in time, I saw another Corsair die to 2 Scourge. Oh, 14 health on that overlay. That's brutal. 3 more attacks, and it would have gone down. Meanwhile, we have a ton of hatcheries going down and a Hydra Den, so we're about to see a big mid-game explosion here for Zerg. What is Protoss going to have to deal with it? We have Finally, we have +1 started. I don't think we've seen speed yet, or storm. But we're gonna need those things against all of these hydras. All of our gas. We have so many things spending our gas right now for Protoss. Like, it's gonna be rough to catch up to where we want to be to deal with all of these hydras. Like 6 hatchery hydra. It's gonna be so strong. Oh no, by the way, this SimCity, I'm a little scared. Like, I think goons are gonna go like this and go around all of these gateways. That's pretty gross. Oh, we have another Corsair. Did it actually get the scout this time? I don't know. I think it must have, based on the vision, I don't know. So many Scourge out of ArtOfTurtle. Like, this is kind of... I don't know if he's like worried that there's mass Corsairs hiding somewhere. Then we'll have a huge wave of Hydras being spawned. We have the a late but large Speed Zealot timing. I don't think we can kill anything, but because like ArtOfTurtle has already made a big wave of Hydras, has some very nice SimCity here. Is blocking the ramp, although I mean the Zealots can force their way past this if they wanted to. Yeah, I don't know about this, but Naklar is committing here. The drones are drilled in here through the Zealots. A bunch of Zealots are focusing on the Hydra Den, but is that worth it? I don't think so. Oh my god, the Hydra Den doesn't even die. Oh my god. So that is pretty good for Zerg. Because that was 12 Zealots that just died. The Protoss defense is going to be that much weaker, and like any future attack from Protoss is going to be that much more weak. That's why immediately all of these Hydras are conga lining across the map. We have Templar. I didn't catch if Storm was done, but I really hope it is. We saw one player forget Storm already in this today. Oh my god, and Naklar just runs out again? No, dude, you can't afford this. You're about to die. You've like one Storm. Okay, never mind. We have a couple more Stormers at home. But these Stormers are going to be really, really clutch. There we go. That's a good Storm. ArtOfTurtle, probably macroing somewhere else, soaks the entire Storm with those Hydras. That is going to let Naklar bust out here. It seems like he might be gearing up to take this third base. A few of the Zealots getting ahead of their brethren there. Seeing the goons start to pop out. We had this robo. We do have an observatory. I'm not sure if we have any observers out just yet. We see lurker aspect in production, so there's plenty of time to get those observers out. I think Naklar should just expand here. Like, I'm not super confident about our ability to pressure the Zerg here. Also, we're getting a second Hydra Den somewhere? Yeah, just so that one can't get sniped, I guess. Alright, so Naklar's attack does get a bit separated here by these fast Zealots. We see some huge storms, though. So many Hydras go down, and that might be good enough to let Naklar get in on this base. But as the mana runs out, and as all of the Zealots are killed, I think this attack is going to get repelled, and this is another scary situation for Naklar. There's no third base to go back to. And actually, this is the fourth for Zerg, so I think Naklar is in danger of just being completely outproduced. We have a DT trying to sneak in here, but there's Hydra's sunken 2 Overlords, but Again, like we saw earlier, who cares if you're invisible? You can just walk up and kill drones anyway. I think these lings were probably sent here to try to kill a third base, but they catch 2 goons instead. I think this probe. Please tell me this probe is going out to build that third. But like, you want your third to go up like at 12 minutes as Protoss. That's not. Are you serious? There were like 2 control groups of Protoss units, and that Ling still killed that probe. Are you kidding me? Is this real? Oh my god. Naklar isn't even like, Naklar just like gave up. He didn't even set another probe there. It's just like, alright. This game is bullshit. Oh my god. But look at this. ArtOfTurtle is going ham over here with the macro. Just so many lurkers. So many hydras. There's no storm. Okay, we just had 3... We had 4 Templar spawn, but they don't even have the mana upgrades, so they take a long time for them to build up storms. There's no way that Naklar can force his way up that ramp. It's going to be like high ground advantage into a big arc of lurkers with 4 storms at most. I don't know. We really need that third base, but I don't think we're going to get it. The Corsair for some reason. All these Hydras come in to snipe a Templar. Several of them fall in the process, but I think that's a trade that this Zerg will take every time. ArtOfTurtle's defenders are kind of split up here, but I don't know. Let's see here. We need some 6 storms on these lurkers. Actually, the Zealots are very well here, clearing out so many Hydras. And this is going very well for the Protoss. All these Overlords are going to fall too. I don't think they were in any danger of being supply block. And all of these lurkers are unburrowed. The Zealots get right on top of them. There is an observer right here. So many Zealots falling, but there's nothing left at the Zerg base. I cannot believe this attack is going so well for Naklar. It's wild. But like, even if this base falls, Zerg need to be at 4 bases. Still, credit where credit is due. That this push went very well for the Protoss player here. But what can we do with it? How can we capitalize on it? Seems like oh yeah, we're on a hive tech. We're getting the attack speed upgrade. Starting to get those melee upgrades. Goons are going to pick off this Hydra den, but we've got our backup den here. Meanwhile, these Lings are coming in from the back. Storms all over the Lings, but with this force has been whittled down now for the Protoss with only 2 bases, which are probably mined out by now. There's not going to be any way to re-macro them. Drones being pulled to fight here because once this fight is over, that's it for Protoss. Actually, here we go with the last wave of Zealots. Isn't enough to turn the tide. These drones blocking so well for the Sunken. The unit AI cannot handle it. Well, I guess it's better for us than I thought, because Protoss is like double supply. We're only making links on the Zerg. Wow, this Archon with 26 kills, so much damage, so much splash damage here. Trying to get around to the Sunken, but it's getting stuck on stuff. Oh my god. Did Naklar do it? Is this it? You just stay on 2 base as Protoss and you just keep smashing into them? There's so many links here. Can Naklar group up? You want the Archon on the links, surely. A ton of Zealots filtering in across the map. The Archon gets picked off by these Lings here. Adrenal is done. I think +1 attack is done for these Lings as well. Yes, they're doing so much damage here. We do have the +2 armor for the Protoss units. Oh my god, this is so intense here. ArtOfTurtle is out of money. It's spending all its money on Lings. Is it enough? We're down to 38 supply for Protoss, or for Zerg. And Protoss is completely mined out, but has enough. Okay, never mind. Not completely mined out, but has enough for like 3 more waves of Zealots, and Naklar wins. I cannot believe that Protoss won that game. It was this fight here went so well, and Naklar wasn't able to, or ArtOfTurtle wasn't able to rebuild. Like these small waves of Lings coming in, kept getting chewed up by the upgraded Protoss units. That's wild. That's not how I thought that was going to go at all. Thank you for the follow, BillBob 2022. That is the final game for tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. We got some crazy raids today. I am going to be casting replays from this tournament every Monday and Thursday. So if you enjoyed this cast, go ahead and give me a follow and tune back in for that. CPL has casts pretty much every day, like multiple casts, and pretty much anybody can volunteer to be a caster and get those replays. So make sure you check out the main Discord and tune in for all of those. There's the matches of the week on Tuesday and Wednesday. We got Simo in the chat who casts on the weekends. We have A-Bug who casted today and casted yesterday. And of course you can always play in the CPL, and that's awesome too. That being said, we're going to close out the stream. I'm going to find somebody to raid and pass it on. Let's see who is streaming StarCraft right now. Alright, we'll get Cross. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.
Old. Right. So